Hi, this is Catherine Rosen with Board Game Geek. I'm sitting here with Ronnie Renton from Mantic Games, and he's here to talk about Dungeon Saga. Ta-da! The saga itself, right?
There's the saga. That's the story. Play the story.
Gorgeous box. That's just incredible.
We've got a little bit out. It's still full. There's still
I
lots
noticed.
of things.
There's still lots of things to punch out of there.
So we've kept the basics out here. So basic idea with it is it kind of harks back to when I was about 11 years old. The game came out, and we come from a world of miniatures. We kind of a next door to you board games guy. We're war gamers.
No, I'm a fan of miniatures.
Yeah, and then we say, well, look, toy soldiers are great fun, but building a whole army can be a bit intimidating. It take too much time.
A little skirmishing group can be a little easier
can get
to
in
deal
there.
with, right?
And so we just nibbled into nearly a board game, but we couldn't stop ourselves from making the miniatures beautiful and then making the tiles.
Yeah, these are incredible. I love these.
The details
is incredible.
But because we know that, the war gamers are all about the models and they want to paint them, so we've made them good enough for war gamers.
Because the detail is incredible on these, I just have to say.
It's beautiful, and the model, as you can see just here,
is pretty
the same.
exact.
Mm-hmm. And so we've done that as well, because we know we're talking to a new crowd, with the board game crowd as well. The heroes are in blue.
So it's easy to differentiate between them.
The basic baddies are in kind of bone coloured because the skeleton.
And then the hero baddies are nice and grey, so it's easy to differentiate between them.
So you don't need to paint them. You can tell where the heroes are, you can tell instantly at a look. The game starts at a very basic level. We actually, our rule books for a war game are usually 50 or 100 pages long. So even our simple stuff is a little longer than we'd like. So we've got a nice quick start guide.
Fantastic.
And the first scenario is the party have to stop the evil necromancer from opening up a rift into another dimension and letting all the baddies out. And they've got a number of adventures to do that. But because the hardest part I always find with the game is those first few where you're learning the new mechanics.
Yeah.
And there is quite a lot of mechanics in here. How you move, how you fight, your magic, your shooting skills. We started the first scenario with just two of the heroes. You start with the Dwarf and the Barbarian, and you're going to learn how to move and fight.
So as you're going along playing the game, you're kind of learning the rules as you go along. It's a great way to do it.
And we kind of stole it from computer games, where they do it.
You're gradually adding in new rules, one step at a time, right?
But it's still very great little game. You've got to get through the doors at the end.
These are pretty cool too, I have to say. Let's show those off.
Yeah. And the whole box is filled with, so
gorgeous miniature pieces. And they're quite heavy too.
Yeah, and plastic, so they don't break.
Yeah.
Which is kind of good. So beautiful detail, everything in there. There's another bag of these undead. There's bookcases, tables, crypts. Lots and lots of plastic, hundreds of doors, not hundreds of doors.
How many scenarios would you find in here?
So there's 10.
10 scenarios.
And the idea is you play them through in 15 goes.
Okay.
And after the first couple, so they start playing, there's the first one. Then in the next one, you get the elf and the wizard.
So you're getting new characters with the new abilities. You can learn the new abilities as you're going along.
And new baddies. So they start introducing the archers so they can shoot back.
Now, is this everyone against the game, or is it one against everyone?
So you've got two choices. The base level, you can play the adventurers against the undead, and it will play out after the first couple of adventures. They're built, so the heroes should win. Just these first training ones.
And someone is controlling the baddies then?
Yep. Yeah. So you absolutely play it player versus player, because that's the war game place.
Yeah.
Later on, and this is when I've now got boys and girls of 10, 11, and 12 who want to play games with me, and I couldn't introduce them to my war games. We said, you know what, Dungeon Saga is a great game that all three of them play a hero or two each, and I play the baddies.
Yeah, exactly.
There is, in one of the expansions, the rules to play cooperatively.
Okay.
So that is coming. It's and that's in the Adventurous Companion, which comes out with the game, which is also how you can build your own dungeons and start building your own characters.
Fantastic.
But
so how long does one scenario take?
So anywhere, I think this first scenario will take you, including learning it, about half an hour.
Oh, that's quick.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So this one will play through real quick, and the stats: movement 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see he's halfway to the door. I suspect, knowing the game designer, it'll take him 3 goes. He'll stop just short of the door, but you're going to fly through. By the time you're getting to the later adventurers, If you look at the flick to the back of the quest book, you start seeing what starts as a simple dungeon. This is only number 3 where they meet. Let's go to the back. And oh my goodness, it's starting to get a bit tasty.
Yeah, a bit bigger.
And not only are the baddies getting tougher, but so are the heroes.
Yeah, so they're adding on the new abilities or new equipment.
But what we did with that is rather than you having to roll for what it is and it becoming more random, we've said at the end of this adventure you find some armor. So you might find here some healing potion in the treasure chest at the end. At the start of the next scenario.
You'll have that ready waiting for you. Fantastic.
Yeah, and the armor games.
Thank you so much.
Well, no, thank you.
How many players does it go to up to?
So 1 to 5, so 2 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when you get the expansion if you want, you can go 1 to 5.
Okay, so the expansion will have a scenario-based...
Scenario-based.
a single-based scenario, basically.
Single, you can play these games with cooperative play, so you can play against the
game itself.
Yeah.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was Dungeon Saga from Mantic Games.